In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you why staying true to yourself and your brand is what will help you to be authentic with your collection, keeping you on the right path to success, to become the designer that you want to be. You know, being creative is who you are. So please don't hide behind your brand. Become your brand. Celebrate your brand and absolutely know your worth. So I do hope you enjoy this video. This is more a bit of a mindset video. If you can see my little microphone in the side here, I'm actually relaunching my podcast soon. So I'm recording all of the episodes for inspiration. So yeah, let's get down to this week's video. Hey everyone, a big welcome to my channel. My name is Caroline Matthews and I am a multi-award winning fashion designer and also the founder of the Luxe Collective. This channel is all about helping designers to build epic, stylish, personal brands and to help them build their fashion empire that they have dreamt about and longed for, which is pretty much just like what I did too. I want to give you the lowdown really on what it takes to build your creative empire and share with you the lessons that I have learned and things that I wish that I had been told when I started my fashion label. This is what the Luxe Collective is about. It is a hub for aspiring designers and for female designers as well who are building their business. You know, I've been in this industry for a long time now, and for me, I went at this a lot of the time on my own. So the Luxe Collective is all about creating this space to giving you the tools, the advice, the mindset, everything that I can possibly give you with all my years of knowledge to help you go out there and be the success that you deserve to be. The inspiration for this week's video has come from actually working with an up-and-coming fashion designer who I have been mentoring. We did a personal branding shoot for my business on Tuesday, I think it was. And, you know, we got talking and, you know, sharing advice. And, you know, I was really interested to know what fears and things that she had coming up being a designer. And, you know, I really learned about the judgment that she was feeling and the fears around releasing her collection to the world and really what she feels about being a designer. So I hope this video is inspiring to you. And if you do love it, then of course I would love you to give me a massive thumbs up. Comment below and let me know what you think. And if you have been coming up with any fears or any struggles about being true to yourself and to your brand, and if you are new here, then I would be super grateful and would love you forever if you would subscribe and join the tribe so you do not miss an episode. Okay, let's get into this. So the first thing that I really wanted to talk about was really about stop living the designer that you think you should be and really start to become the designer that you want to be. You know, I was listening to a podcast the other week and it was from an international fashion designer, and, you know, she was talking about how staying authentic and trusting who you are is really important as a designer. You know, because in the fashion world, you know, it's very much perceived as it's very fickle, it's very cliquey, and it's a very tough industry. So staying true to who you are and absolutely being authentic in your message is key, I believe, to, you know, to having success in your business. And you have to trust your gut and trust your instinct, because I'm telling you, that little voice and that little feeling in your stomach, although I've tried to hide it for many, many years, thinking that it wasn't, you know, what I should be listening to, it is so true. Staying true to yourself and trusting your gut. If something doesn't feel right, or, you know, if there's something that keeps cropping up that, you know, you really want to do, but you've been putting it off thinking, God, it's not going to work. How are people going to think about it? Please follow that instinct and trust your gut. you know, because it's really, really important that you know who you are. You know who you are as a woman, you know who you are as a designer, and, you know, you really need to know who you are as an entrepreneur and what it is that you want to create. You know, what message and impact do you want to leave in the world with your collection? All of these kind of little things I'm talking about now are all part of being able to stay true to your brand, because there are so many labels out there. There are so many designers out there. Everyone is trying to make it. Everyone is clambering above each other to make their collection and be the success that they want to see in the world. But not a lot of them stay true to who they are. You know, they get caught up thinking, well, oh my God, if that designer's doing that thing and that's working really well, then maybe that's what I should be doing. It's bullshit. Please stay true to who you are and stop living the designer that you think you should be, that you think your family think you should be, your friends think you should be. If you want to go out there and design leather shorts, or, you know, design crazy ass clothing for a particular niche, then do it. If it feels good to you, if you're trusting your gut, and if your instinct is telling you to go and do it, then please go and do it. We are all about being authentic. It's all about standing in your own true power as a woman and as an entrepreneur, and really knowing what your message and what your brand brings to the table. Very passionate about this week's episode, actually. So if I start going a bit crazy and, you know, hands start flying everywhere, it's because I really, really believe in the power of staying true to your brand. You know, and I've learned this the hard way as well. I've listened to how other people think that I should have built my business and about building my brand. And while it worked, essentially, it didn't fulfill me and it didn't make me happy. So I am sharing this with you guys because I want you to stay true to who you are, and I want you to be the designer that you were born to be, not who people want you to be. So the other thing that I think is really, really important as well is to really work out what your brand means. I've spoken about this before, but it is really, really key. When I work with clients, one of the first things that I get them to do is to really get to grips with what their values are. You know, what is their values? What does their brand stand for? You know, what is their mission? And why it's key to staying true to your brand, because when you have your own mission for your collection and for your label, and when you have your own values, that alone stands you apart from every other designer going. You know, you will have completely different values and completely different mission to what the designer at your uni, or, you know, somebody you know who's also a designer. You're all going to have different mission and different values. But if you don't know what they are and you don't explore them and evolve into that, then, you know, you're never going to be staying true to your brand. And, you know, I ask myself this quite a lot. When I'm doing new collections, I am always asking, how do I want women to feel in my clothes? You know, do I want them to feel empowered? Do I want them to feel confident? You know, do I want them to go out and rock into a meeting and have the most amazing, badass day being an entrepreneur? And all of these things are part of my mission and how I build my brand. So become your brand on every single level. You know, I as a designer, whenever I produce a new collection, I physically wear every single piece in my collection for at least 2 and 3 months. I've spoken about this before, and it is so important and so powerful. Not only does it get me to really test out the wearability of a piece of clothing, but it also gets me to be able to see how it feels and how it looks and what you can style it with and what you can dress it with and how it makes me feel. Because when I'm doing this, I'm staying true to my brand, and I can tell people how, you know, this jacket makes them feel, or this leather jacket, or this blazer, or this dress, whatever it is. And I'm always staying true. I'm not standing behind my brand. I'm not standing behind my product. I'm being totally transparent. And this is what brings and draws people into you and makes you unique and makes you the designer that you were born to be, not a designer that everybody else wants you to be. You know, the fashion market is so saturated, so you have to stand out. You have to be authentic. Share with people your feelings. You know, what inspires you? What are your aspirations as a designer? Because the fashion industry is such a saturated market. So we have to stand out, and standing out means being true to you. And the best way that you can stand out is by, sharing your feelings, sharing what inspires you as a designer, what gets you up in the morning, what drives you to succeed. What do you want to see women wear? What is the impact you want to make? Fashion is a voice. To me, fashion is self-expression. And you have your own voice as long as you stay true to your brand and stay true to who you are. So share this, share everything. You don't have to share everything, obviously, but, share your inspiration, your motivation, your sketching, share all of this, because no one else will have the same vibe or the same thoughts about being a designer and about fashion as what you will have. And this is what will stand you apart. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, which to me is so important, is self-belief. Now, self-belief is a tough one, especially if you're starting out in the fashion industry. As we know, it's tough, it's hard work, it takes a lot of thick skin, it takes a lot of hearing no's, but you've got to have that self-belief. And I was talking to a designer the other day, and she had a very big fear of being judged. She was just launching a new collection, and she was showcasing it to quite a few people at a gallery exhibition. And she sent me a message and just said, "Oh my God, I'm really freaking out. What I'm really worried about what people are going to think about me, if they're going to like the collection." And to be perfectly honest, I have been caught up in this judgment bullshit zone mindset for a long time. You're wanting to please everybody. Of course you want your collection to be the most badass collection there is out there, but at the same time, it doesn't matter what other people think. The more authentic you are, and the more belief that you have in yourself and your product, and why it makes somebody feel good, and the reasons why you're doing it. And, remembering that you became a designer because you wanted to make an impact in this world. You wanted to change fashion. You wanted to bring new fashion into the world. And that, you've got to hold on to that self-belief, because there are going to be so many periods where, you're going to be doing fashion shows, fashion shoots. You're going to be putting your collection in front of buyers of hopefully big luxury stores. And you've got to have that self-belief. You've got to be able to sell yourself, because these buyers obviously are interested in your collection. They want to know about the collection, but really buyers are interested in you, who you are as a designer, who you are as an entrepreneur. So you've got to keep that self-belief going. I know it's difficult, and I know you're probably looking at this and thinking, God, what is she talking about? It's really, really hard to have that self-belief. I know it is. I have been there on so many occasions. But the power of self-belief and really owning who you are is absolutely key. I've said this before at the beginning, being authentic and always following your own path. The more authentic you are, the longer you will last in the fashion industry, and staying true to who you are and nobody else. It's what I teach my clients. It's what I work with designers on, because being true to who you are and your brand, I swear to God, is one of the most epic lessons that I learned myself in all of the years that I've had a fashion line. The final thing that I wanted to talk about was the art of storytelling. Share your story. Share your story of how you became a designer. What makes you tick? What makes you get up in the morning? Why do you choose the colours that you do? I'm a designer who loves neutral colours. I wear neutral colours. I feel they're very flattering for my skin tone. I love how women look in, neutral colours. I'm not really a print and that kind of look designer or a woman. And I share that with my tribe. I tell people, I design this because it feels good for me. And, I design clothes that I would love to wear and that I do wear. I wear my own collection all of the time, and I do it because I believe in it. And, and I can share stories of my collection and how I became a designer. As a designer are totally different. You are unique. You are a badass. You are not like anybody else. So share your story. Your story is going to be so unique into how you became a designer. What makes you tick? Because no one will have the same story as you. And this is why staying true to your brand and 100% believing in your brand is what will take you far in this industry. you know, I haven't told many people this, but the main reason why I started my label was because at the time I was very much lacking in confidence. I'd come out of a very long-term relationship. I had a bridal label that was doing really well, but I just didn't feel it. There was something missing. And, you know, when you come out of these relationships, you lack a lot of confidence. And so I started to design a fashion label, and I very much promoted it to empower women because I wanted to make them feel and look amazing. But deep down, it was really me. I wanted to, you know, feel empowered and to feel confident. And, you know, there's a long story that goes in, but this is the long and short of it. You know, I started this label to empower other women, to make them feel good, but it was really me that needed all of that confidence and that love and that self-belief and empowerment. So, you know, that story is very much personal to me. There's not going to be, hopefully, another designer out there who has a similar story. And this is what attracts clients. This is what keeps you having a really amazing tribe who want to continuously buy from you because you're an individual, you're a creative. And it's about staying true. I'm going to keep saying it again. Stay true to who you are. Stay true to your own vision. Walk your own path. Stand tall. And just follow these few little steps that I have put in this week's video. And if you want to ask any questions, please do write something in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And yeah, that's this week's video, really. I hope you've enjoyed this week's video. Staying true to who you are is what will take you far. I work with designers and female entrepreneurs, and this is key. This is a key thing that I always talk to them about when we first work together, and I want them to understand and really, really focus on. You know, you were not born to stand in somebody else's shoes. You were born to stand in your own shoes, be it Jimmy Choo shoes, whatever shoes they are. You were born to stand in your own shoes. Own it, live it, love it, and be true to yourself and your own brand. That is what is absolutely important. I would love to hear from any of you who might be struggling and trying to find your own voice with your brand. What struggles are you coming up against? I'm here to help. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. Please don't forget to subscribe and give me a massive thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Big love and good vibes.